This is Math 122, Homework 3, and I'm going to show you how to do Problem 4. In Problem 4, you're going to be asked to find the x and y intercepts of a linear equation. The equation you're given is negative 3x plus 2y equals 12. Alright, this is going to involve, well, you won't have to actually graph this problem, but you could, so you can understand what the x and y intercepts are. But basically, I will go ahead and draw a graph, an xy coordinate axis. And since this is a linear equation, and actually it's in standard form, this graph, this line of this equation, should cross the x and y axis. And we're going to find the x-axis first, or the x-intercept. And the way we do this is, wherever the x-intercept is, it's going to be a point along the x-axis. If it's going to be on the x-axis, that means the y value is 0. For instance, this point here, negative 4, 0. The y value is 0. This point here, negative 1, 0. The y value is 0. Any point on the x-axis is going to have a 0 y-coordinate. This value, 3.5, 0. So all x-intercepts take place where y is 0. So we're going to rewrite the equation, and in place of y, we're going to put the value 0 so that we can find out what x is when y is 0. Well, what that does to this term here, 2 times 0 is nothing. It's 0. So basically I can just cover it up. 3x plus 0 equals 12. I don't even bother writing down the 0. And I just get this mini equation instead. Negative 3x equals 12. In order to solve this, I undo the multiplication here between the negative 3 and the x by dividing both sides of my equation by negative 3. And I get the answer, x equals negative 4. So what I've just found out is, when I put in a 0 for the y-coordinate in an ordered pair, the x value that corresponds to that to solve this equation is negative 4. So that means when I graph this equation, and I'm going to make a new grid because I'm running into the old one, when I'm graphing this equation, this is going to be one of the points on the graph. Negative 4, 0. From 0, 0, I go left 4, and I go up 0. Negative 4, 0. And that is the x-intercept. Next I'm going to find the y-intercept. Use the equation again, negative 3x plus 2y equals 12, that same equation. And if we're thinking about a y-intercept, those are all values along the y-axis, and I can draw any point along the y-axis and look at its coordinate pair values. For instance, this one. This is the point 0, 4. This is the point 0, 2. This is the point 0, negative 2. This is the point 0, negative 2.5, etc. All of these coordinate pairs have a y value when x is 0. So if I want to find the y-intercept for this equation, I'm going to make x 0 this time. So in place of x, I'm going to put 0. Rewrite the rest of the equation, and then solve for y. Negative 3 times 0 is 0, so basically the x term goes away. Some people call this the cover-up method. When I'm finding the y-intercept, I can just cover up the x term because it's going to go to 0. And I get this mini equation, 2y equals 12. Solve it by dividing both sides by 2, and I get y equals 6. Now, I've just found out that when x is 0, I get the y-coordinate as 6. And I've just found my y-intercept. When I graph it, 0, 6, go left or right 0, and go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I found 2 points that are on the line for the equation, negative 3x plus 2y equals 12. I grab a ruler at this point, and I connect those 2 points, and I have the graph for the equation negative 3x plus 2y equals 12. Now all you were asked to do was to find the x-intercept and the y-intercept. You didn't have to graph it, but I like to graph it so I understand what the purpose was. And let's just quickly review. To find the x-intercept, -4, 0, I replace the y value in the equation with 0 and solve for x. I end up with x equals -4, the x-intercept. As a coordinate pair, it's an x value of -4 and a y value of 0. I plotted the point, if you're asked to graph it that is, left 4, up 0, x-intercept is where the line crosses the x-axis. For the y-intercept, I again took the equation, but this time I replaced the x value with 0 and solved for y. Found the y value, which gives me the coordinate pair x is 0, y is 6. I graph it. It's where the line of the graph crosses the y-axis. If I'm asked to finish graphing it, I connect the 2 points with a straight line, and all the values on this line work in the equation, -3x plus 2y equals 12.